I say the exact same thing I tell everybody when they ask me about Tua. You can win games with Tua. There's 3 quarterbacks in this league, and they're all very similar. Mac Jones, Tua, who's a left-handed Mac Jones, and Teddy Bridgewater, who's an older Tua and Mac Jones. I really believe that. Is that they're lower ceiling athletically, not going to do anything off script, but smart, accurate, and don't turn the ball over. And all 3 have a great defensive coach. Vic Fangio, Brian Flores, and Bill Belichick. You can win games with these 3 quarterbacks. I would ask you, is that the goal? Tim Tebow won 7 straight games. Tim Tebow won a playoff game. What's the goal? In the last 5 weeks, Mac is 5-0, Bridgewater's 3-2, Tua's 4-1, and Tua win again this week. They play the Jets. All of them, almost no turnovers. All of them, accurate. All of them, take few chances and let defense win. You can win a lot of games like that. And New England and Belichick may be the exception, but your defense will never be great always. Because there'll be cap casualties and injuries and free agents signings. And so at some point when you have a quarterback, you're going to have to win with shootouts. Russell Wilson came into this league and could play one way, and now the Seahawks have the 31st best defense, and he has to play another way. But Russell Wilson has the ability to play both. Keep it safe or win a shootout. Tom Brady has mostly had great defenses. Aaron Rodgers hasn't, but Aaron wins a lot of shootouts, and so did Tom. Tua's not going to win you shootouts. I don't believe Teddy Bridgewater wins shootouts. It's yet to be seen with Mac Jones, but the question is, what are your standards? Winning games? Some franchises, maybe that's good enough. It creates stability. I don't question that Tua can win games. I don't. To me, he reminds me so much, went to the same school, of a left-handed Mac Jones. It's not the question. That's why I've always said that's the question in Cleveland with that quarterback. It's not about winning games. What happens when you pay Tua and pay Mac Jones? And what happens when you pay Teddy Bridgewater? Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 in New Orleans as a backup on a backup salary. Teddy Bridgewater with a great defense. You win a lot of games with Teddy. And now you got to pay him a little bit in Denver. And you got to rely on him a little more. Not the same. That happens when you pay Tua, when you pay the Cleveland quarterback. I think Mac Jones right now is a nickel. He costs nothing. But you're not going to keep a Judon. You're not going to keep a Kendrick Bourne. What happens when you have to let go of a great right tackle? It's not franchise quarterbacks. There's 2 standards. There's can win you games. That's Kirk Cousins. And can win shootouts, big games against other great quarterbacks. I still, long-term, don't know if Mac Jones can do that. I don't. I want to see him in a shootout, maybe on the road with Mahomes. I want to see him in a big game against Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. I already saw him against Brady, lost. Already saw him against Dak, lost. He's a rookie. I get it. It's not about being a franchise quarterback if you really have high standards. Once you pay all these guys, then it changes. Right now, the minute you had to pay Teddy in Denver a little bit, not big, but a little bit, wins are harder to get. Joy with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, a big divisional matchup this weekend in the NFC East between the Cowboys and the Washington football team. The Cowboys have a 2-game lead over them right now in the division, and the 2 teams face off on Sunday. Mike McCarthy feeling really good about his team's chances.
You know, we're going to win this game. I'm confident in that. I mean, what am I supposed to say? I fully expect to win every game I've ever competed in. I mean, that's what sports is all about. That's what the NFL. Trust me, I understand how hard it is. We're clearly planning on going to Washington to win the game. I mean, there's no doubt about that.
I worry
I don't know
about
what the question was.
I do. I don't take everybody's got this as a big topic. It's fine. I take nothing. I think the bigger question is Tony Pollard's dinged.
Yeah, so Tony Pollard has let me find it again. He has a torn plantar fascia.
Yeah, so he's not going to be at 100%.
He has left plantar fascia during his big run against the Saints. So he was a non-participant in practice.
Didn't practice all week.
It's going to be a game-time decision.
And Zeke's probably 75-80%. So
and Micah Parsons has a hip injury.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just here's my thing. I don't care if coaches say that. What I do worry about, I think it's interesting. It's going to be a Dak game because he's not going to have a great run and support. So they're not going to run for 100 yards. And Dak's record is 6-17 in the NFL when he doesn't get 100 yards rushing. Most of those wins against junk teams. So this is going to be now. Do I think Dak's better than Taylor Heineke? Yeah, but this is going to be a Dak game. And they are healthy at wide receiver, so I suspect the Cowboys will win and win by a touchdown. But this is a really good game to watch if you're a Cowboy fan because you're not going to give him 100 yards rushing. And that's where Dak struggles. So they're going to need Dak to kind of carry it this weekend. And that's, for the critics of him, I'm one of those. I'm always like, listen, there's one thing to be better with a good run game. Everybody's better with a good run game. There's another thing to rely on it. Like Aaron Rodgers is better with a great defense, but he wins without it anyway. He doesn't rely on it to win games.
Well, Washington's trying to make the playoffs, and they've won 4 of their last 5. Now,
Yes.
Dak is 7-1 against Washington in his career, and
Yes.
the Cowboys are favored by 4.5 this weekend, according to Fox Bet.
I think they're going to be 9-4, Washington 6-7. I think Dallas,
This is a huge game for Dallas.
Oh,
'cause
they pull away. They win the division.
Yeah, they win the division.
Boom.
They remove all doubt as far as that
Yep.
goes if they win this weekend. Now, everyone's very, 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 very high on Washington right now. And look, they're rolling. You won 4 of your last 5.
But they've beaten bad teams. They're not beating great teams.
They lost to the Broncos, and then they beat the Bucks, which is a good win. They beat the Panthers, Seattle, and then the Raiders last week.
No, it's not great. I like Dallas in this game.
I like Dallas as well, but the Micah thing is it's not too troubling. Everyone's going to start to get banged up around this time of year. It's the running game that is concerning, as you mentioned, and the Cowboys are leading the division and would like to put some space between them and Washington.
Yeah.
So the Bills head to Tampa this weekend for a tough matchup
interesting.
against the Bucks after that notorious loss to Mac Jones and his 3 passes.
And by the way, not only lost, but have been mocked by even their own media, ripped by the national media.
I don't get that.
That's
it was a great. I think 2 things can be true. I think it can be a great win for the Patriots, a signature type of win for Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
And it can be a regular loss for the Bills. Like, obviously, it's a division game. You want to beat the rookie quarterback at home. But the season's not over.
Okay, when Michigan played Ohio State and the weather was crappy, what did we all say? Advantage Michigan. Because C.J. Stroud was the best quarterback. Anytime there's bad weather, it benefits the less dynamic offense.
Right.
If Buffalo and New England played and it was 70, it'd be a different ballgame. And so just remember, Michigan, Ohio State. The minute we saw snow, we're like, oh, this plays right into Michigan. It was sideways. So that weather is not fair.
Well,
it hurts the better offense.
The weird thing is you play in Buffalo. So
Right.
you probably want to build your team around where you will excel at home.
Running game.
And it tends to be rough weather
Yeah.
in Buffalo. So they had a 4-1 start to the season, and they've gone 3-4 in their last 7. But Josh Allen says the locker room is not going to panic.
I mean, we're extremely hungry. I think there obviously is a sense of urgency of what we need to do. And again, there's no panic in our locker room. We're extremely united right now with what we need to do. We've had a couple really good days of practice and walkthroughs, and we're looking forward to going out there and getting a chance to play against the defending world champs, and arguably one of the greatest quarterback, like I said, the greatest quarterback to ever play the games.
I like Buffalo this weekend.
I love how everyone has to we're so used to like kind of compartmentalizing the greatest, and now it's like, oh, no. I don't want. He's absolutely the best.
Yes.
Let me just reverse on that. But you look at the Bills' remaining schedule, kind of interesting. So obviously, huge game this weekend against the Bucks.
Win.
Then they have the Panthers. They
Win.
play the Patriots again.
A win in better weather.
And then they have the Falcons and
Win.
Jets.
Win. I think
So-
they're winning out. I think Buffalo's winning every game from this point forward. Every single game, most by blowout.
It's very aggressive.
A lot
Colin.
of Baylors on the Bills. I am not one of them.
I'm not
like 'em.
bailing on the Bills at all. I think, I could see them losing to the Bucks. I think that's reasonable, and then them winning out.
They're gonna end up with 12 wins, 11 or 12 wins, 11 or 12 wins. I'd say it right now.
Well, they better start this weekend against the Bucks.
That's
The Bucks
right.
are favored by 3, according to Fox Bet. And we will get to the Blazing 5 I'm wondering if that's going to be in there.
Yeah.
So Oregon is searching for their next football head coach, and Mario Cristobal obviously left for Miami, and they reportedly reached out to UCLA and requested to speak to Chip Kelly about possibly returning to Oregon. Kelly was the coach of the Ducks from 2009 to 2012. He had a 46-7 record, won 3 Pac-12 championships, and made a BCS title game appearance in the 2010 season with the team.
Now, there's a real tricky situation here. If you wait until January 15, his buyout is 0. But right now it's $9 million. So I think UCLA is making a mistake here. I really do. It's a basketball school. If you win 8 or 9 games in football, which is, by the way, they've got 8 wins.
Yeah, they're 8-4 this season.
Yeah.
He has an 18-25 record
Now,
there.
I think Chip's a really smart guy. He has a disdain for recruiting, which is why I don't consider him a great college coach. I think he's a good college coach, and I like him. But it's